Hello and welcome to my efficient Ironman Easy Clue guide. From the collection log Discord, I'm losing the lopes setup and clue details. So this is the setup basically. This is what I'm wearing, and this is the setup. You can find the website in the description. Basically, this setup works with the clue details he has on his site, which is a plugin hub plugin. This one, clue details. And if you go to here, you can paste clue details into your setup. What this allows you to do is it shows an overlay over each clue step where you need to teleport, and this really speeds up clues compared to using the vanilla clue plugin only, because you already instantly know what you need to click, like where you need to teleport. You don't need to think about which teleport to use and so on. Speaking of, how do you change the clue details? You simply shift right click, clue details, and then you can type in here whatever you want. Everything that is before the colon will be in the first row on top of the clue, and everything behind it will be after it. Similarly, if you want to change the outlines on your teleport items to tell you what to do, you just shift right click on whatever item it is, go to clue details, and you can remove it, and then you can add it to something else. So I'm just going to add it here, dig site, southeast bush, and then you can also do the same in here. Shift right click, clue details, remove this green box, and then you can add it to whatever you want if you want to customize your step, because maybe you're missing some teleports, or you'd rather use a different one, or you have a different setup. This works in conjunction with, also from the plugin hub, custom menu swaps. And I have these set to hotkeys. This is from the collection log Discord. I believe you can also find it on the website. So this allows me to use hotkeys to teleport to any spot. So for example, right now I'm holding 1. I can instantly teleport to the Warriors Guild. So this works with the clue details, because it says like, okay, for example, max cape 1, which means that you go to the Warriors Guild, which is not actually an easy clue step, but yeah, that's how it works. And you can use the same, like 2 says fishing guild, 3 is crafting guild, and so on. And this works for all these teleport items and makes doing clues a lot faster. If you want to do a lot of clues, then I would highly recommend this. Of course, it definitely adds up over time and makes it faster than the default clue plugin. I do also use the default clue plugin though. It's just called Clue Scroll. I'd highly recommend turning on the setting identify on pickup. This means that you can instantly see the step without even opening it first. That's because all of the non-beginner or master clues have unique IDs. Make sure you have set in your controls stash units tech equipped items. You have checked that box, because then you can just click the stash unit, teleport to the next step, so Sears, and then on the way to the next clue step, after the one you've done, you just equip your gear. I have a few small changes that I made from the default setup. Basically, I don't have an eternal glory. If you have that, of course, use that. But I think doing easy clues, it's definitely worth, as an Ironman, it's definitely worth grinding the eternal glory passively from other grinds. So I'm just using my glory and swapping it out whenever it's empty, or whenever I've used a few of the teleports, so I can uncharge my glory passively. Because as an Ironman, the most of the time spent if you're hunting for eternal glory is actually uncharging glories, and not the charging itself. Next, the default setup has drainer mana tabs. I believe those are not worth making, because RCS tabs are kind of annoying to make. You have to chisel the dark essence and then make tabs out of those. But if you want to do some AFKing, you can definitely do that and stack up some teleports. It is faster to use the tabs than to go through the POH. For these other teleports that are in the setup, the Khazard, Cathabi, and Santistan teleport, I did make tabs. It's definitely worth making tabs for the Luna spells, I think. It might be worth or about even to make ancient tabs or go through the POH. I'm not quite sure. I haven't tested it, but it's very close. Then I'm also using the Skull Scepter, which I have to grind the teleports for, which is a bit annoying, but I don't use it for every step that the default clue details clues recommend. And yeah, I'll show that later. Max cape is of course awesome to have. If you don't have it, I would downgrade to a construction cape. And is it even worth it for me to make all this jewelry? It's definitely worth making this jewelry. Doing some quick math, taking the worst case example, which is the Necklace of Passage, we can see that making a silver bar takes about 1 tick, cutting a jade takes about 3 ticks, making a necklace takes about 4.5 ticks according to the wiki, and enchanting a necklace takes about 3.5 ticks. That gets us to 12 ticks, assuming you already have silver ore and uncut jades, but I think most people do have them passively anyways. So let's round it up. Let's be generous and say it's 20 ticks. That means it's 4 ticks per teleport to make this. Now let's compare it to going through the POH. So we have to teleport to the POH. Then we have to load, which takes 2 ticks. We have to run to the jewelry box, which is another 3 ticks. And then you have to teleport, usually using a hotkey. You know, the passage doesn't have a hotkey, but let's say it's a games necklace, barbarian outpost. And so now we have another tick for choosing the teleport, and then another second teleport, because you know you have to teleport once either way with the jewelry, but now we have to teleport twice. So basically we have 4 ticks for the extra teleport, 2 ticks for charging, 3 ticks for walking, and 1 tick for picking the right teleport in the best case scenario. So that's 10 ticks per teleport. So even in that very, very generous example, it's twice as slow, and users lose you 5 ticks every time to go through the POH. Of course, you know, that's not that much, but if you're doing this over thousands of steps while you're doing easy clues, it can definitely add up. And the Dragonstone jewelry is even better because it's really fast to charge this at the Fountain of Ruin. It takes about 3 ticks per teleport per jewelry, so it's under 1 tick per teleport. So for the Dragonstone jewelry, it's not even close. And the Skills necklace and the combat bracelet, you can just recharge with the spell on Lunas or with the scroll that you get from clues themselves. How I get my easy clues? The best method for irons, besides getting passive clues from other grinds, of course, if you're a clogger, you know, if you greenlog, for example, Brutus, you will get a decent amount of easy clues. But the best active method for irons is still hand members. So I just teleport with the glory. It's a bit faster than going from Lumbridge. And then you picklock this. Go down. If you're high enough thieving, you will never fail. If you have enough thieving and you have the RD medium diary, you need 93 thieving to never fail pickpocketing hand members. So yeah, that's kind of nice. So what I do, I look for a hand member that is like in the corner like this. And then what I like to do is I like to get 2 stacks going. So a stack of the scroll boxes and a stack of coin pouches. So I like to get 5 scroll boxes and then leave to do the 5 clues and then come back here. And one thing that's kind of nice, you can drop the items you get as you go. That's why I like to have these stacks pre-made of the coin pouches and clue scrolls. So what I'm doing is basically clicking every 2 ticks. I'm shift clicking the item that I got and the hand member in the same tick. So I set shift click to pickpocket on the hand members. Just shift right click and then swap shift click to thieving, pickpocketing. And that way you can consistently pickpocket without losing any ticks at all. It's 1 in 50, I believe, to get easy clues. Yeah, 1 in 50. Actually, 1 in 47 if you have the easy combat achievements done, so a bit better than that. So you can pickpocket, you can do 1 pickpocket every 2 ticks. So that means it is on average 94 ticks per pickpocket, or a little bit under a minute. So in about 5 minutes, you get 5 clues. And then in my experience, it takes about a minute on average or so to complete each clue, which means you can do a clue every 2 minutes, a little bit slower than that, probably. So it's a little bit under 30 easy caskets an hour if you're doing this like fully focused. Another method that is worth mentioning for irons, active method that is pretty decent, is Wealthy Citizens. These have the advantage of being a little bit more laid back, like you're still clicking a lot. But once the urchin, I believe it's called, is distracting Wealthy Citizens, you only need to do 1 click and then can AFK. This has the advantage of you only ever getting coin pouches, so you don't need to drop items. But it is, I believe, about half as many easy clues an hour. It is a lot better thieving XP though, so if you care for thieving XP and easy clues, then this is probably your best method. So yeah, you just pickpocket, you only get stackable loot. You only empty the coin pouches every couple minutes. And yeah. You can fail those though, which is a bit annoying. So this is the other, in my opinion, viable method to getting easy clues. That is active easy clue method. If you're a main, you can also just buy Gourmet Implings. This would cost you 77k per easy clue. Each easy clue is worth 33k. If you include the master clues, it's 52k. So you're looking at about a loss of 25k per easy casket. And with how many KC you need to complete the log, you would be looking at about a 200 mil loss for completing the easy clue collection log. The most sought after items in this log are the monk's robes, as you can see by the hours that's put up here on temple. Yeah, so you'll be most likely bottlenecked by these items. Okay, we've got our 5 clue scroll boxes. Normally I like to stack my caskets in this top left spot because I'm always doing 100 at a time. But yeah, this is what the clue details looks like. It tells me ROW 3, so that means Ring of Wealth 3. So all I know what to do is I just hold 3 to click Falador. And then I know it's a song, so with the default Runelite plugin, shows me the clue and then I talk to her. And now I'm going to the next one, Dia D, Diary Cape D. And you go to the next one. If you can stand doing a lot of clues for like a long time, you know, staying at the same content for a long time, it definitely also helps speeding up doing these clues, because after a while you just remember all the clues. So yeah, Dia 3 Squire, and then I have my Athos Casket. Now I know this, Dia D, so we're Varrock again. And now I go east, so it's east bank up, so I know it's the staircase here. And yeah, this is how it goes. Basically, that's how you do these clues with Clue Details plugin and the hotkeys from the custom menu swaps. Those are really, really strong. It's often worth not instantly teleporting, but instead like quickly thinking about whether it would be faster to walk. Sometimes you can get 2 clue steps that are really close by, so it would be slower to teleport. Yeah, Max Cape C, East Doric. So I'm going to Doric from the Doric's Sword quest. Through Tevely. Now all these doors are open already, which is nice. Saves us 2 ticks or whatever. Glory 3, so yeah, this is not marked because the Clue Details plugin is configured for Eternal Glory, but it's fine. Go here. Oh, another thing, after you do a mood step, make sure you have set in your controls stash units tech equipped items. You have checked that box, because then you can just click the stash unit, teleport to the next step, so Sears. You right click that. You could also set it to shift click to Sears, for example, because there's also Camelot step. So I have set it to left click Camelot. And then on the way to the next clue step, after the one you've done, you just equip your gear again. One other thing I did there, I'm not sure if it saved time in this case, but often it does save a little bit of time to, it's still the same step. Oh, no, wait, never mind, house. So, it often saves time to manually walk in front of the door and then open it instead of just clicking the door from far away. It can often save a tick. If you're being lazy, just click the door, whatever. But if you're doing a lot of clues, then like saving a couple ticks here and there on each step definitely matters and adds up quickly. So one other thing you can do is, for example, Com1 army box. I know this is south, so you can also pre-click the minimap, so you instantly start running once you teleport. Southeast drawer. There's like 2 Catherby steps. After a while, if you do a couple hundred of these, as I did, and if you want to green log this, you will do a couple hundred. I believe it's a few thousand to green log on average. Not 100% sure, but it does take a while. Then yeah, then you're done. For this Hans step, like teleport in, and then go always counterclockwise around the castle if you don't see Hans right away at the start. For doors, it's often worth clicking in front of the door, so save you a tick, like it's a pathing in front of the door manually. Okay, so this is one of many examples of emote steps where the default Runite plugin is a bit misleading because you don't actually have to go all the way up there to do this step. You can just go a bit shorter here, saves you a couple ticks. Definitely worth testing out where this applies. Yeah, so the default Runite plugin is not always 100% correct because often for a lot of the emote steps, like this is another one, like the one where you have to do something wave, I believe, in front of this fence. Often the default Runite plugin shows you a tile when in reality it's actually an area in which you have to do this emote. So this is another one of these emote steps where not following the vanilla plugin is really helpful. Definitely save a decent amount of time. Can do this even right at the stash unit. For this step, in my opinion, it's kind of questionable whether or not it's worth using the Skull Scepter to teleport. If you did a lot of turret skipping, you probably have a bunch of bone fragments from the Minotaurs, so you can easily just use this. But if you don't have a bunch of bone fragments, it might be wise to change this step to teleport to Falador. This is a special step for which you use the Disc of Returning. So this is how it works. You teleport here, Disc of Returning to this weird plane, then you use it again, and then you teleport back in there, but now you're way closer to the spot here. So yeah, pretty cool. This is one of 2 naked steps. For these, I just go to the bank, deposit my gear, and then go there. I do have them marked with inventory tags, so I can instantly recognize them. They can be kind of annoying because they throw off your rhythm, but yeah, it's not a big deal. Usually after I do these, I just keep going, not re-gearing until I'm done and I need like one of the teleports that I usually wear on me. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a bit of a different video from my last couple of videos, but I'm just playing the game and then recording videos about it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more of this stuff. And yeah, have a good day.